Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Welcome here at Crypto Hash Review, where we educate and disseminate information about Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies from a Muslim perspective. Today, we're going to do a brief dive into something which is very exciting to me. When I first heard of the functionality within Bitcoin to do this, I was like, yes, yes, this is the way forward. And it is multi-sig. Multi-sig basically means multiple signature. Straightforward. So refer to our previous videos where we discuss about signatures, signing transactions, and so on and so forth. But basically what it means is that Bitcoin being programmable money, what you can actually do is program within Bitcoin the opportunity or the option to have a single wallet that generates generates addresses from a single public key and has a single private key, single public key. But what it means though is that in order for money to be sent, you need multiple signatures from multiple signatories. So not as a normal Bitcoin wallet, it just needs one signature, i.e. yourself. Whereas multi-sig, you can have more than one signature needed to send a transaction, but only one person necessary to receive a transaction. Let's have a look. Let's have a look at Blue Wallet. So applications like this, you could think of like a shared account or joint account between you and whoever, business partner, sibling, wife, whatever. So we're going to add, and they've called it here for the sake of ease, Vault. Vault makes more sense, like a safe, like a vault, something secure, because technically it's more secure, but sometimes with more security you have other issues you need to factor in, but we'll talk about it. So it says here, best security for large amounts. So if you have like 5 Bitcoin, 10 Bitcoin, 20 Bitcoin, 1,000 Bitcoin, 100,000 Bitcoin, 1,000,000 Bitcoin. If you have so much Bitcoin, then it's ridiculous to have all of it in one single wallet, because if any one person gets access to that one single wallet, money's gone. I mean, to be honest, it doesn't matter how righteous you are. If you had access to a Bitcoin wallet, just think about it. You stumbled across a Bitcoin wallet with 1,000,000 Bitcoin. How righteous must you be to say, nah, it's not allowed, man. It's haram. Even the most righteous man would think twice, and it would like, you know what I mean? You get the gist. So even the most righteous would most likely falter. Anyway, so we're gonna have here multi-sig. We're gonna call it multi-sig. I'm gonna say vault. And do create. And again, they tried to make this whole process streamlined and easy. It's not a function of Blue Wallet specifically. There are many applications online and desktop applications you can use to have multi-signature wallets. There's Lily app you can use. There's loads of applications. We'll probably discuss them more in future. More technical as well, But for now, we're just using Blue Wallet because it's very simple. So it has here, a vault is a 2 of 3 multi-sig wallet. It needs 2 vault keys to spend, and a third one you can use as a backup. So that's like an example of a multi-sig for 2 or 3. Now you can change that as much as you like. You can have, let's just say, what's the maximum you have? So they have here a maximum of 7. Yeah, they have a maximum of 7. Yeah, so they put a maximum of 7. Although I think technically speaking, you could do a lot more than 7. So you can, for example, maybe you can have 7 of 5. 5 of 7. However you want to say it. That basically means you have 7 separate keys, 7 people, you could say, all have their own keys, but you need 5 of them to actually spend anything. So this is actually one of the ideas I was going to propose. Once this video is out, I'll make it more public to the people. I wanted to build a masjid on Bitcoin. I wanted to be the first masjid that was crowdfunded by Bitcoin. That means you guys have the opportunity to actually donate money, Bitcoin, towards building a masjid. So more news on that, inshallah, on our website soon. But for now, the idea was we would have, I guess here, 7 brothers, du'at, sisters, if there are any sisters of du'at, or responsible. The idea was to choose responsible people that are in the community that we all know of, not some obscure people who no one knows, but people who everyone knows, and let them each have a key. So what's the likelihood of 5 du'at, 5 mashayikh, run away with the keys or the money. It's not likely. It's just practically impossible. But at least that way, everyone is confident that the money is in safe hands, literally. So we have, that will be the idea. And then the money will be saved up over the next 4-year period. And then hopefully we can build a masjid either in the UK, I doubt it, but most likely in a Muslim country. And therefore, all of you who donated will get a reward on that. But put that aside, let's not worry about that. The idea is we've got a multi-sig. So you can have up to 7. 7 would be ridiculous. That would mean that out of the 7 people who have a keys, all 7 need to agree. Now, why is that not a good idea? Because that would mean that if one of them was to die, by accident, obviously he just died, and we can't get access to his keys, then money is lost. So that's why it's a caveat. It is more secure than just having a single key, but it can be so secure that you mess things up. So if you do something like 4 of 7, that means you need to have more than half to spend. That means even if 2 of them died, you still got more than enough to do a transaction. You'd actually need 3 people. You actually need 4 people to just instantly die somehow for the money to be lost, which is less likely than that. But in the case of, like, for example, on a home setting, then 2 or 3 is good enough. You, your wife, and maybe a third party as the backup. Yeah, so that's what it is. There are other wallet types. Let's see if the other wallet types have more numbers. No, that's it. No, that's it. So there. Anyway, so these are the different types we have here. Cool. So no, I don't want actually 7 of 2s. I want 3. Yeah, 3. Interesting enough, 2 of 2 multi-sigs. Is that something we use? Yes, it is. Lightning networks. So a lightning transaction, when you have 2 people, you and another channel, we made a channel between 2 of you, it is actually a 2 of 2 multi-sig. So you both are in the multi-sig wallet and you both need permission to spend it. So that's an example of a 2 of 2. But if implemented in a way whereby you don't have to, you won't lose your funds if one person dies. Anyway, so it's 3 of 2, that's it, done. Let's get started. So, what we see here is 3 vault keys. And effectively, essentially, we just basically either generate new keys or import existing keys. So what you could do, if you already have a Bitcoin wallet that you use for yourself anyway, you can use that private key to import as part of the multi-sig wallet. Or you can just generate brand new ones. So just to show and demonstrate, I guess, every option, let's create a new one here, for example. So here's a new wallet. Just going to generate one. So here is the 12-word seed phrase. So your vault key was created. Take a moment to get it. Just write it down. That's one. So that's one vault key is made. Now I need the second one. So I'm going to come to my phone. Give me a second. Load up the new wallet on my phone. So I just put in details in. Okay, here we go. So now do a screen record so you can actually see what's going on as well. So now I'm going to make a new wallet on my phone. So I'm going to assume now that this wallet is my long-standing wallet I've been using for many years, you know. Okay, and I'm going to go to where the private keys are. So I'm going to import here. So now it's going to ask to scan. And I'm going to scan. There you go. So now I've scanned in the private keys to a wallet I have on my phone. Import. That's now the second key. So this actual wallet here that I have right here, I just opened up this new wallet I have made now. That's now the second key in this multi-signature wallet. And the third key, again, someone else, maybe a friend of mine who wants to be part of this, he can make his wallet in another country even, message me somehow, the private keys. I don't know how you do it securely, but somehow message me that private keys and I'll paste it in here and I'll make it. Now, that'd be a good question. How would you securely transmit your private keys over the internet? to get a multi-signature private key. I don't know how you do it, but I'm sure you can figure out a way to do it. There must be a way to do it. Anyway, there is import a file. I guess you can encrypt a file and send an encrypted file. Yeah, there's many ways to do it, but I'm just going to do create here. Just assume that it's done. Okay, private keys. That's what it is. Done. Okay, create. So now I've created a multi-signature. Well, I'm creating. Now it's going to take all these private keys, 1, 1, 2, 3, all these private keys, and now make a single public key. This is important. You're going to have 3 separate private keys. And remember, the public key is made from the private keys. So this public key is going to be made from all of these private keys. So here it is. I'm now in. I can now receive. Yeah, they're writing it down. I can now receive. There's the address. And manage keys is a good one. So this is now I can now manage the keys. So I can look at what are the keys involved in this multi-signature wallet. So here is the first one. And it has a private key right there. So it has here view. So this is the private keys. I can view that one. Here, this one here as well. This one here, from this wallet I made here. That's the private keys there. And this one here as well as the private key. So we have all 3 private keys here I made. But I want to make this secure because effectively all 3 private keys are on this device. So I can spend all of it, isn't it? Because I've got all the keys. But what you can do here, you can say forget this seed and use the XPub. There we go. So now I've deleted the seed. So now the seed for this, number 2, is no longer here. But rather we see here, review, we have the XPub. Let's check this. The XPub should be the same. So there we go. So ZPub 6R6. I don't know, but it's somehow different. But anyway, the point here is we have a different way of generating this public key, or this thing. This is number 3. Save. Okay, so there we go. So there we have the private keys there. And here we have export. Export coordination setup, and view cosigners, broadcast transaction. Anyway, so we have a view cosigner. So I think this is who basically those who are involved. So we have me, vault number 3. That's this phone right here. We have, and the other 2 private keys we have right there that we can delete the public key for this one as well. So once you've made your multi-signature wallet, you need to make sure that you delete the private keys that you want other person to have, and so on and so forth. So what that means now, if I was to send, for example, and I press next, I don't have any Bitcoin to send, so I don't know how you demonstrate that. Okay, here's the point here. So we have, I'll tap to the top here, it says import transactions. So if I want to send some Bitcoin from the thing, I will press send and do. And then now I have a partially signed transaction. If I press send, and I put in the address I want to send it to, I now have what's called a partially signed transaction. A transaction has only got some of it signed. As in this one here. I would need another signature to also sign it. So here I will import the transaction, and then I will obviously scan the transaction inside there, and then it will allow me to sign it from this one. So I can make the transaction here, sign it, send the transaction to someone else, and then have it done that way. And also go back a step. I can export and backup this one. So now if I go to here and I go to add new, I can also import this one here. There you go. So now I've imported this multi-signature wallet onto this phone as well. There you go. So here we have a multi-signature wallet with all the necessary information already here. There you go. So we have the same kind of information we got here, the same seed phrase, and so on and so forth. So that's it really. That would be sign, here we go, sign transaction. So this is where I would scan the transaction in order to sign it. I don't have any Bitcoin on this. I don't really feel like actually sending Bitcoin to it, to be honest. I mean, what's the point? You get the gist. So you can send and receive. That's a good point. So another test here. Cancel. 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 Okay, scan that one then if you want to scan something. Okay, so receive. We should have the same address. Here we go. If we look at the two addresses, they're identical because it's the same first address in this multi-signature wallet. And that's it really. That's all that needs to be said about this. Ask for emulating how you send and receive transaction on a multi-signature wallet. Maybe in the next video when I can be bothered to send Bitcoin on the network. I think I want to stop now. The video's long enough. You get the gist. So this is what's called a multi-signature wallet, and it is a nice way to save transactions in a shared wallet with other people. Just make sure you have all your seed phrases available so you can restore from backup. And because if you lose any one of the seed phrase if you want to restore from backup, then you lose access. So just make sure that you are fully aware of the risks involved. The more seeds involved, I mean, if you have 2 or 3, and 2 of them are gone, then you've essentially lost your Bitcoin. Same as if you lost your single seed, you lost your Bitcoin. So yeah, I hope you find this video beneficial and useful. It's a bit long, but I try to keep things live and realistic. I don't try and pre-record or prepare, whatever. I just try to give things as live as possible. Like this video, subscribe to this channel, and if you have any questions, give us a call. You can find our details on our website, crypto-review.com, and may Allah give you plenty Bitcoin. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.